Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the Football Stooges. This is officially our free agency recap. We're going to talk to you about all the free agency moves that have gone on in the past little while for football. They skipped them last week, so off-season episode, so great for a quick, short episode, but we're still here, as always, to cover football in the stupidest way imaginable.
And boy, is it stupid.
Indeed it is. I am your host, as always, Lob City. I cannot do this alone, so as always with me, he is still painting minis. The Purell hand sanitizer, the Football Stooges, here for 99.9% of all episodes. It's Macedon.
A whole month of this shit. Are you kidding me?
I get it.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've been on the roll. It's 23 out of 32. I got the Manicore done. Also, would it be technically 99.98% because I missed 2 episodes? One I was sick, one with family.
Well, we've went over 100 episodes now. So
Close enough.
But
you're in the ballpark. You're in the ballpark. Take a double, whatever. Your punishment for missing 2 episodes: paint all the eyes of your miniatures. No comments on this question. Gorlami!
What if there is no eyes?
Wisconsin won. Now we got to rep the Cyclones, baby. I may only have them going to the Sweet 16, but when you lose your second best shooter, you can't make the Final Four. It's okay. I got alcoholic
if they play each other?
They're on opposite sides. And if they play each other, I go with Wisconsin.
Fair enough. Good on you to stay true to it. All right, and last but certainly not least, someone who is probably going to have a sore throat after this because of talking for the entirety of the episode, it is the one and only reporter himself of the Football Stooges, Kaduff.
Yeah, I'm eating like a bunch of salty chips to go with it, too.
Oh, man.
What?
You're just going to be like...
All right, time to talk about the Ravens.
Hey, you got your cider to help you?
Actually, I'm out of cider.
All right.
Got Beppis.
Poor bastard.
Not a lot to get into today. As always, we're going to do our crossover grid. I have the edit of the week, and then
Michigan's going on a run right now.
Doing well. We'll go through the Google Doc that KDF has continued to compile as we go through the free agency season. There's still some free agents that can't be signed, but the bulk of it is done, I would say. And then Masson is going to take us through the tier list for this week, which is not a random one. It is actually pertaining to football. It's the hot seat for NFL coaches, new and old. So we'll take a look at all of those. But as always, let's actually not start with this. He did it. He did it.
Who did it?
He fucking did it.
Leave me alone! Oh, right. Yeah.
He did it. I'll have to say, I'll break some free agency right now. The Bengals have done it. They signed Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. No franchise tag for T. They went out and absolutely did it. They signed Jamar Chase to a $41 million a year and T for like 30-something, 20-something.
Yep.
Where's your defense?
For 1 week only, Myles Garrett had the record for the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL, and then Duke Tobin said, hold my beer.
Yeah. $161 million, 4-year deal, 40.3 average. T. Higgins, $57.5 million. It's a lot of money. So we're going to have to draft all defensive players and maybe sign a guard that can hold down the center for us to fill in for a Triple Crown winner, Alex Kappa. So we'll see how that goes. But in celebration of that, my edit this week is going to be about a Bengals receiver.
I like girls that aren't too bright because you can trick them a little bit. The punk rockers all love me. Those are my big girls. And high school girls love me. 14 to 18, I'm a big star with them. As soon as they mature, after about 18 years old, they start figuring out that, wait a minute, I know there's better than that out there, but most people don't take me very seriously at all.
Yeah, he can catch a ball, but what?
Yeah.
Google the FC lesser for shows up on there.
I didn't even. What did you say?
Let me Google the Epstein list. Let me see if he shows up on there real quick.
Oh, jeez. Probably not that bad.
He said it.
Hopefully, he was speaking more in jest there. But again, a really off kilter comment there, especially for Chris Collinsworth. You never know with Chris Collinsworth. The guy's definitely a weirdo in many ways. All right. Anyway, crossover grid time. We have an MVP category. So a Raven player who was an MVP. We could easily say Lamar Jackson. Ray Lewis, I'm guessing. Has a defensive player ever been MVP?
Only no. Charles Woodson's the only one.
Yeah, so it's just Lamar Jackson.
We could check for anybody else that was on there. It's like, ooh,
yeah. The Rams.
Wasn't I'm pretty sure Aaron Donald got it after the Super Bowl.
No,
I thought it has to be MVP, not Super Bowl.
This is MVP, not Super Bowl MVP.
This is just straight MVP. Up Super Bowl.
Straight MVP,
straight
I think.
MVP, excuse me.
Kurt Warner?
I think. Also, my camera's fucked up. Hold on. Kurt Warner?
I thought he won MVP. No, wait a minute, though. That's because that would have been his rookie year. No, actually.
He's just to be added at one point. Marshall Faulk? Ding.
Yep.
Also, we could have said Eric Dickerson. An MVP that was a 4th or 5th round draft pick in the NFL.
Ooh,
that's a good question.
That's actually
because Brady was
6th round. So.
Yeah, so that's too far forward for him. Let's just think of like former MVPs. So not Josh Allen, not Lamar Jackson.
Patrick Mahomes, no. Aaron Rodgers, no.
Marshall
Manning, no.
Yeah.
We already said Marshall Faulk.
Both Mannings. Well, Eli wasn't MVP.
Eli was never MVP.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like a couple of running backs like Peterson or LT?
He was the first. I thought they were first rounds.
Yeah, they were both first rounds.
Okay,
same with Sean Alexander.
Okay, that was my next second.
I think. I don't know. We could try Sean Alexander.
Was he ever MVP?
I don't know.
I
think he spelled his name S-H-A-W-N.
I thought it's S-H-A-W-N. Hold on.
Oh, it's A-U-N.
Oh, it is A-U-N? Oh, yeah, it is.
You only played 8 years? Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
He did not.
Wow.
Again, dude. Running backs have the lives of mayflies.
That's sad. He was so
what round was Rich Gannon?
Rich Gannon, holy shit.
I thought he was early round.
I'm pretty sure he was like.
I thought he was too.
Oh,
no shot.
Lamar.
I guess
okay,
not.
A Raven that had 20 career fumbles. Ray Rice. Wow. Okay.
Eric Henry.
Wait, 20 career fumbles, or because I was just wondering
recoveries or Forrester.
So let's try the other way.
Well, we already used Ray Lewis, so.
I mean, didn't work either way. So no. Trent Dilfer.
What about
quarterbacks get strip sacked a lot? There you go, Trent Dilfer.
Okay, so it is fumbles. So
1+ career pass attempt.
So
there's
Trace
a lot.
McSorley.
Trace McSorley.
Put McSorley on there, please.
Yeah.
He's in the class uniform.
All right, so
for the Rams,
20 career fumbles. We could do a lot of quarterbacks here.
Sam Bradford.
Did you play long enough? You did?
Yep.
Oh, you played a decent amount.
You paid a king's
in a 4th or
ransom
5th round pick.
20 career fumble.
I don't think he was a.
What about Fitzpatrick? Fitzpatrick.
No.
I figured he'd have the longevity to do it.
Aaron Jones.
The modern Aaron Jones or the old one?
Yeah, modern.
Oh.
Damn.
I'm trying to think of QBs who are 4th or 5th round picks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that as well. Oh, who was the asshole Bears quarterback in the 80s?
That was-
Jay Cutler.
McMahon.
Oh,
Not Jay Cutler.
McMahon.
McMahon.
No relation to Vince.
What was his first name? Jim?
Jim McMahon, yes.
Jim McMahon.
Nope.
Okay,
Not
no.
him.
Was Randall Cunningham a 4th or 5th round pick?
I don't know.
Probably not with his ability.
No.
Oh, what about Russell Wilson?
I thought he was 3rd round.
I forget if he's 3rd or 4th. Okay.
Probably 3rd then. Maybe we just running backs maybe here.
Right?
I can't think of any running backs that are 3rd or 5th round.
I can't really
4th or
either.
5th is such a weird.
Yeah, it's
20 plus
weird.
career fumbles.
So basically a longer career. 4th or 5th round pick. Can I say John Kitna? No?
Did
Joe no.
what about Melvin Gordon? Not even
Man.
Melvin Gordon.
Not even Melvin Gordon.
Fuck.
Alvin Kamara. I think he was a 4th or 5th round.
Nope.
No.
God damn.
Fuck.
20 career fumbles. Oh my god. Why are we getting stuck on this one?
What was the Giants quarterback like the early 2000s before Eli?
I don't remember someone before Eli.
No, because I remember it because there was like a guy they mentioned in a U-Tree video that like embarrassed the Vikings. Carry
Hefty
something.
Lefty? Remember the hefty lefty?
No. He was there
Kerry
for
Collins?
It was like Carry something.
Kerry Collins.
Kerry Collins, thank you.
Carrie?
I think it was like a K,
K-E-R-R.
like Kery.
Kilo
K-E-
Echo Romeo
Yeah.
Yankee.
Carrie
And Collins
COLL.
Charlie.
Yeah.
Yep.
No. They looked at Kerry Collins had 23 fumbles. What the fuck?
But he
He
was
drafted
probably
in the
wasn't
4th
a
or 5th round?
for.
Oh, that's right.
He was drafted in the first. He was the 5th overall pick.
Huh.
Jim Nance. Did we try Jim Nance?
Jim Nance. The announcer?
Hey, he played 8 years.
One player.
I'm thinking of older quarterbacks.
I got a former Seahawks quarterback, David Krieg. Like Deathcore Krieg.
Kreid?
IEG. Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Michael Pittman.
Wow. I think of anyone.
Was Boomer a late round pick?
I don't think so. I'll try him. Laura Sison. Nope.
God damn.
Michael Pittman wasn't one?
No, I don't think he was.
Like Michael Pittman, not junior, but senior.
I'm literally
Yeah.
cheating on Pro Football Reference, like looking at fumble.
There,
like,
Michael
hey.
Pittman. Holy shit.
Oh, wow.
One
Okay.
career pass attempt that was a Ram. So let's try to be obscure. A very obscure quarterback for the Rams.
Stetson Bennett.
Ensign Bennett. I don't know if he had
Oh,
one.
Has he
I
ever?
was thinking of the guy who what's the hockey stick
He doesn't have it. He's not even in the
a
list.
logo.
Wow, that's
Let's-
sad, actually.
What's the
What's
hockey
who?
stick like brand name?
Stall.
No.
STAHL.
Easton?
Easton
no,
Stick. Easton Stick.
No,
Easton's-
he's a
wait.
Charger. He's a Charger. That doesn't work.
Yeah, Charger. No, Easton Stick's Charger.
Nope.
But I'm thinking of. We need to go obscure.
We can't do Sam Bradford again.
We can do Terry
Yeah.
Bradshaw. Or not
Bradshaw
Terry
was a
Bradshaw.
Ram?
No, Bridgewater. Teddy
Bridgewater.
Oh, was he?
Eddie.
I think so. I wasn't.
No? Oh, you know who was, though? Fitzpatrick.
Baker Mayfield.
Oh, that is right. We could do
Baker.
Baker.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that one game where he went off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Then one career
Last
pass
one.
attempt.
I got the last one. Penn State legend Sean Clifford.
John Clifford.
Yeah.
I don't know if does he have a career pass attempt? He does not.
I guess not.
Yes, he does.
Oh, hold on. What was the Eagles?
Not even in
No.
preseason.
Really?
Hold on.
Like in garbage time?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to look at Tanner McGee.
Tanner.
It should be. Hold on. It should
Tony
be like,
McGee?
no. Fuck. Where is it?
Tanner M.K.
MCK. So Mike, Charlie, Kilo. No. And then Echo after Kilo.
Oh, McKee.
It's not on there either.
No.
Come
Tanner McKee's not.
on. It's Tanner.
John Kitna. Fuck.
I was going to say DTR. Dorian Thompson Robinson.
Oh yeah.
Is he not even on there?
Oh, come on, he has to be. There we go.
What? No way.
Well, fuck
Was
it.
he a 4th or 5th round pick? Because he
God,
completed
he-
passes against the Bengals. He threw a
he was
touchdown
definitely a
pass
late round
against us.
pick.
But
How
was
the
he 4th or
fuck is
5th? Is the only thing.
Oh.
Hold on, what Bengals QB last year for Joe Burrow? Browning. Was he a 4th or 5th round?
I don't know. Fully automatic Browning.
Dorian,
Nope.
DTR is a 5th round pick. What the fuck?
Yeah, something about crossover grid is not liking us right now.
Yeah, because Sean Clifford had pass attempts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know Sean Clifford has, but was he a 4th or 5th round pick? Like this
Yeah,
4th
he's
or
a 5th
round-
rounder.
Yeah, it's like
No, he's
Probably not fully updated. Well, no. It should be updated.
Fuck it, I don't know. Someone just find a quarterback who was drafted in this round and see if we can just get it. It doesn't matter who. Like, let's just get this finished. Because like we've actually said things that are correct that this site is. Shame on you, crossover grid. You've always been great to us, but now you've
Bailey Zappi.
Bailey Zappi.
Oh, that could work.
Oh, it could have been Kirk Cousins also.
Bruh.
Yeah, but that's not
Bailey
obscure enough.
Zappi.
I know.
So other ones,
Okay,
Lamar
I wanna
Jackson.
I wanna
Okay,
see-
Joe
Zappi.
Flacco. There's also a Dak
Oh,
Prescott
dude.
there.
Quarterback Joe Flacco.
All of these answers over here are the same. Flacco, Stafford, Prescott. All right.
I want to see what else is on there for the one career pass attempt
There's
For who?
1+. It's
For
for 4th or 5th round. I want to
4th
see
or
it.
5th round, one complete. This is probably a lot.
I also want to see
wait.
the career fumbles one because that can't.
Also, how many
Never that
pass attempts
hard.
did Clifford had?
Tyreek
Mike
Hill,
White.
1+.
Mike
Josh Johnson.
White, Stephon Diggs, Jamal Agnew, Mac Hollins, Josh Dobbs. Why does
Jonathan
DJ
Williams.
Dallas look like
Peterman.
that? Why does DJ
Jamison
Dallas
Crowder.
look like that?
Why the
Fucking funny.
Jake Elliott's on.
Garrett Stidham, Jake Fromm. Oh, Battlehawks legend
Jason
AJ
Statham?
McCarron.
Again.
Ian
Fuck.
Hold on. Is,
Easton Stick is on there. We said Easton Stick.
Easton Stick is on there.
But no. But we were singing for the Rams.
Waiting for the
All
Rams,
right.
yeah. TJ Yates, Tom
Landry
Savage,
Jones.
Orlovsky, Dan Orlovsky, Kyle
Kyle
Orton, Leon
Orton.
Washington, Mark Brunell.
Did they
Joe
have
Horn.
McBurn up there for Eagles when he did the Philly?
Horsey Levens? Are you shitting me?
Rich Gannon's
Where?
on there. We got him. Next next
Horsey
Gannon.
Levens.
Dorsey,
Look at
Levens,
Dorsey.
right
Next
beside
to
right
Right
Rich
next,
beside-
left side of
Gannon.
Rich Gannon.
Left side of Rich Gannon, Dorsey Levens. Oh my god. That just looks like Gorlami. He like
Richard
if all his
Hundley.
dreams came true. Like Gorlami, if all
Sure
his
enough.
dreams came true, he's like make a wish one, and then he just gets
Make a
blindsided
wish.
by Ravens.
Jesus,
Make a wish.
dude.
Make a wish fullback.
And he's
God
running
Mitchell.
down the hill.
Herschel Walker.
Joe Walker.
Herschel Walker. Steve
Steve
Largent.
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 Oh my goodness. Mike Renfro. That is the dad of Hunter Renfro.
Oh wow.
Joe Theismann. Oh, that's one we missed
Heisman
there.
was a late round pick.
He was a late round pick. There used to be like a lot of rounds of the draft. I think there used to be like 15 rounds at one point, I think. I know there were 12.
I remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Kirkland. Well, you remember, you're old. Sonny Jurgensen, Otis Taylor, Max McGee, Norm Van Bro. Oh, we're starting to get old here. This is like
Oh, wow,
Macedon's
yeah.
classmates. Norm Van
Bob
Bro,
Waterfield.
Bob Waterfield. Who names that kid Dick Todd?
Ward Cuff.
Go fuck yourself, Wild.
All right, now we'll hop
Thank you,
over.
sir.
Shut up,
long to
can we
snap
see
back.
can we see the Ravens and MVP?
I don't know how I'm supposed to go to the next one. I don't know how I'm supposed to see the other one.
Oh, never mind.
So usually it shows like, can I show
It's
like the top answers? I
pointer.
don't know how to. It doesn't have a spot for that.
In that case, I can look it up while we do Kid Off News.
Whatever. Anyway,
No, you need to listen
well,
to the
we're
news.
not going over to KDF News. We're just moving over to this, and KDF's taking it away because
Oh.
all of us are gonna have to be here because this is the meat and potatoes of the episode. Leaving KDF alone on the stand by himself is just asking for
Yeah, I'll wake you guys up when I get through with it.
rallying political speeches. Anyway,
Yeah, I'll just
How
get
am I
some quick
supposed to
stuff.
take a nap?
We'll get some quick stuff out of the way just for news stuff. We got a couple retirements. Ravens defensive tackle Michael Pierce after 9 seasons. Titans defensive tackle Jaleel Johnson after 8. And officially, Eagles defensive end Brandon Graham after all 15 spent it with Philly. So that's official for him.
well deserved.
Well deserved indeed. Other than that, Chiefs wide receiver Xavier Worthy was arrested last weekend in Texas for reportedly assaulting and strangling a family member. Police declined to pursue charges, which, if he was charged in Texas, that can carry up to 2 to 10 years in prison. So he dodged a bullet there. Police in Louisiana have officially charged a woman for the murder of a Spanish broadcast reporter who was on assignment for Kansas City's Telemundo coverage of the Super Bowl. The Eagles have officially accepted the invitation to the White House to have their title celebrated with President Trump. The visit will take place later in April. It's going to be technically their first team visit to the White House after they didn't attend in 2018 during the national anthem protest fiasco. So, Rams wide receiver Puka Nacua is changing his number to 12. That's the number he wore in college at BYU, so that his new teammate, spoiler alert, Devontae Adams can wear number 17, which is the same number he's worn his entire career. For newly acquired Bills defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi and defensive end Michael Hoach have both been suspended 6 games for PED usage stemming from tests when they were on their old teams, the Steelers and Rams respectively. Browns are once again making more pushes for their new stadium that would put them in Cleveland city limits. In this time, owner Jimmy Haslam has stated he is privately investing $2 billion into the project. And then just a couple rule changes that may or may not be implemented before the season goes into effect. Just going to run through these real quick. Another proposal has been put forward to ban the tush push, put forward by the Packers with fellow backing from Bills head coach Sean McDermott. So Macedon, blame Gorlami.
Yeah, but the way they're trying to do it, the fucking wording is stupid.
Yeah,
I think
Just go.
the only thing
And also-
that I have
also-
against the
also-
tush push. Oh, go ahead.
Also, Nick Sirianni's a fucking idiot. When he was talking about it, he says, "You're seeing it at every level now. That play's not legal in high school
Yeah, I think the only
because NFHS rules state you cannot advance the runner. You can only advance the pile. As soon as you make contact with the person with the ball, as the offensive player, plays dead.
Mhm.
Right
yeah,
there.
I think they need to change that and reinforce that rule. Even in the NFL, if you're a running back and an offensive lineman like starts to pull you forward, if he's in front of you somehow, he gets turned around and starts to pull the running back, that's a penalty. I don't think you should be able to push the quarterback. I think that play's fine so long as someone isn't pushing Jalen Hurts. That's my only gripe.
Then you see, I was seeing people on TikTok. They're like, "Oh, but the Packers running and it wasn't working with Jordan Love." I'm like, "We didn't run
you
it.
don't have the right O line.
We're almost like we didn't run it with Jordan Love. We ran it with the tight end.
Yeah,
But I have to
You're
say,
in
if
tight
everybody-
end sneak.
Yeah, but people try to be like, "Oh, it works every time." It's like, why isn't every team doing it?
exactly.
Why is it only 1 or 2 teams who has decent O lines? What a fucking concept!
Mm-hmm. Lions
I just
sadly
think
lost on a lot of teams today.
I just think they
it's
shouldn't be allowed to advance the runner.
Yeah, I agree with that. You
Everything
can't
else with the
push-
play is fine. But you can send those guys forward still, but they cannot advance Jalen. They can
You can't
push Lyman forward.
You can't push
Don't
Jalen,
advance. Don't advance Jalen.
I mean, it would just change to you would have like a couple guys flanking the center, and you would have those guys push the center forward, and Jalen Hurts would just run full speed from like up a yard and a half back, and then just that's fine.
But then again, if that rule wasn't placed, Scadaboo wouldn't have helped them get back against Texas because a lineman threw him into the end zone.
Well, the other thing about it too is that if you think about it from a special teams perspective, the team trying to block the kick in special teams is not allowed to wedge somebody through the center, and they can't push another defensive player forward through or over a pile.
Well, for special teams, it's different because because your snapper's not looking like at the defense.
Even
He's
then,
looking
you're
where
not
he has
allowed
to put that ball.
You're not allowed to push a guy in a pile,
like on the sides,
even on the sides. Yeah, you can't even do that there. So like, just make it the same thing. And again, I don't think it's going to slow down the Eagles. I think if you say you can't push Jalen Hurts, I mean, they might fail one more a season out of the rest of them they try, but still.
And now they have Quadzilla.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you, Mastodon. Give him back.
No.
All right.
I want him back.
But
You're
some
not
of the
getting
other
back.
rule changes, I actually was about to send it to you guys, but looks like Kedoff was looking it up.
I mean, there's a couple. Some include modifying OT rules for regular season because apparently that teams that are receiving first are even more likely to win than the pre-2011 sudden death ruling. First down virtual tracking will be implemented this coming season. Chain gangs are still going to be there as a backup, but the NFL is expanding their tech for more games, so it sounds like it's been working well for them. There's more replay assist expansion that's going to cover more illegal actions such as roughing the passer, unnecessary roughness, face mask, tripping, stuff like that. Other stuff that was not covered in the 2024 ruling. And kind of an interesting one, the Lions are putting forward a proposal for playoff seedings that would stack by record regardless of division or wildcard berth. So, for example, for the NFC last year, it was Lions, Eagles, Buccaneers, Rams, Vikings, Commanders, Packers from 1 to 7. In the new proposed format, that seeding would be Lions, Eagles, Vikings, Commanders, Packers, Buccaneers, Rams. So that's an interesting way to do it. But anyway, that's all I've got because we have to go back through this monster of a fucking list because there have been, even after like 2 weeks off from trying to go through some of these things, there are probably more moves made by the entire league than this time last year. So we're going to be here a bit. Now with the Cardinals, they have re-signed a few of their players. First off, safety Joey Blount, linebacker Baron Browning, and guard Evan Brown, all on 2-year contracts. Browning's is worth $15 million, and Brown gets $11.5 million. They're also snagged Eagles defensive end Josh Sweat on a 4-year, $76.4 million deal with $41 guaranteed. They're also bringing in former Raiders linebacker Divine Diablo and former Patriots quarterback Jacoby Brissett. As for other holes they have, I mean, they kind of hammered through most of the holes they really were going to probably work on in the draft. I could see them still going like D-line maybe.
Yeah. I mean, Josh Sweat was a big.
Josh Sweat was big, and that's a big contract for them. They still have a decent amount of money, so I think it's good for them. Not too bad. I like this though for the Falcons, extending Jake Matthews 2 years for 54 or 45.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Well, good. They also released a longtime defensive tackle Grady Jarrett, bringing in former 49ers defensive end Leonard Floyd to fill his role, sort of. They're also bringing in former Browns cornerback Mike Ford on a 2-year, $4 million deal. They re-signed Mike Hughes on a 3-year, $18 million deal. And even though it was rumored that they were going to be moving on from him, they are retaining quarterback Kirk Cousins, which will fully guarantee him his $10 million roster bonus for 2026.
However, they are pursuing trade options. What team would want him outside of the Giants if they don't get Aaron Rodgers, which is diabolical that Rodgers wants to go to the Giants and not the Steelers. But
yeah, he's still in Manhattan. That's funny.
That's hilarious when that came out that he said that he wanted to be a Giant more than he wanted to be a Steeler. And I'm like, me
sure
too, dude.
that?
But,
Also, was it didn't Kirk Cousins did say something like he'll take the backup role or something? Or am I thinking
Yeah, he's willing to take the backup role, but he's also told the organization that if there's a position for me to be traded to where I can be quarterback number one, I'd take that as well. Because again, Kirk Cousins is not a Kirk Cousins. I'm not in the Atlanta Falcons locker room, I was not in the Commanders locker room or the Vikings locker room. But it always seems like he is an upstanding person and doesn't tend to be a locker room problem when it comes to things. Though he is still willing to like make himself known that he wants to do certain things or play a certain way.
He's a nice guy. All I'm saying is that if I was being paid $30 million a year to just sit around and hold a clipboard, I wouldn't want to leave either.
So. There may be a bit of pride in it, and also that he still wants to show that he's still worth the money he has allocated to his name. Mm-hmm. A little bit of pride in that.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good boy, but there's got to be like some kind of thing when you're like one of the biggest names in the quarterback side of the NFL. Not like the greatest, but certainly like in the conversation. Moving on to the Ravens, they probably made some of the least moves so far. Probably because they spent all their money re-signing offensive tackle Ronnie Stanley on a 3-year, $60 million deal. They're also bringing in D-Hop from the Chiefs on a 1-year, $5 million contract. Bringing in former Cowboys quarterback Cooper Rush on a 2-year, $12.2 million deal with 4.2 guaranteed. And restructured the contract for cornerback Marlon Humphrey that frees up about $13.5 million in cap space for them. Not a whole lot of moves for them. I mean, the only really moves they got to work on, I'd say, is probably just like strengthening more of that O-line because, Staley's good, but Stanley's good. That center they got, Linderbaum's a monster, but I can't really say much about the rest of the pieces on that line.
One thing for the Ravens, I'm trying to find it.
What you got?
So I wanted to make sure to check this real quick. Sports Track takes a second to load.
Also, are they keeping Likely? That's one big thing too. Not Likely. Mark Andrews. Sorry, Mark Andrews.
I think Andrews is still under contract until next year, so they've got some time to work that out.
They're on the clock, especially this year, because next year it's going to be impossible to do anything. Do you want to know the cap hit for the Baltimore Ravens next year for one player, Lamar Jackson?
At least 40 mil?
He is going to be, if you round up, he's going to be 25% of their cap hit. He is going to take $74.65 million next year in cap.
Oh my God.
Ouch.
That is the cap hit, and he'll be age 29. Yeah, he'll be 29.
I keep on forgetting.
I'm trying not to think about cap hits because the Celtics just got sold today to a new owner, and our cap hits are going to be a lot more expensive next year. So
NBA has salary cap.
Yeah,
NBA has a salary. Oh, it's had a salary cap for a long time now. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought they didn't.
Remember that year a few years back where like Supermax contracts being held out like candy and nobody was living up to them.
Yeah. All right, moving on to the Buffalo Bills.
Yep, we already knew they released punter Sam Martin and re-signed Khalil Shakir, and they did a lot of other stuff too. First off, the premier signing, long snapper Reed Ferguson on a 4-year extension. No, I'm kidding. Defensive end Greg Rousseau, great home run pick in the beginning of the Brandon Beane era. 4 years, $80 million deals, 54 guaranteed. And not so much of a home run. They have released defensive end Von Miller, that saves them about $8.5 million cap space. Honestly, I can't believe I was afraid that this guy was going to be terrorizing the AFC 3 years ago.
He went to Buffalo, and I feel like he just like vanished.
I just fell off.
You heard nothing about him.
So bad.
Yeah, nothing.
Injuries, age. Yeah, it just fell.
Yeah, just poof.
And a few other off the field issues. It's not great. What is kind of great, though, is bringing in a few former Chargers. First off, wide receiver Josh Palmer on a 3-year, $36 million deal, and defensive end Joey Bosa on a 1-year, $12.6 million deal.
You know how mad he has to be, though? Like, yes, he's on a better contending team for a Super Bowl, but the weather change from LA to Buffalo,
he's going to be sad about that. Yeah.
Well, it's a prove-it deal, though. That's one thing, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too much to prove it. Bosa's got really nothing else to prove. He's just been in the league
injuries
long enough.
Well, was he have injury problems like that? I think that's the one thing, though.
But his brother's been injured for at least a whole season, at least once too.
True.
So.
So I think that's why I'm saying it's a prove-it deal of like, hey, try to stay healthy. If you stay healthy, like we can probably do something, or maybe like.
Yep. A couple more defensive pieces. Former Rams linebacker Michael Hoach on a 3-year, $21 million deal, and former Steelers defensive tackle Larry Ogunjobi on a 1-year, $6 million deal. Both these guys will be suspended 6 games for the PED usage. Re-signed running back Ty Johnson on a 2-year deal. Adjusted linebacker Matt Milano's contract to reduce his pay this year to $6.3 million. He will become a free agent next year. But somebody who will not become a free agent for the foreseeable future, Josh Allen, 6 years, $330 million deal, the biggest in NFL history, with 250 of it fully guaranteed.
Yep. Well worth it. He also took Buffalo offered him more money than this, and he turned it down to take less because he said once you get up to that level of stuff, like, what's another million?
My question is, between this and the new stadium, where the fuck is Buffalo getting this money?
Every time you buy anything from Buffalo Wild Wings, they have to pay royalty. I bet. I don't know, something.
I was about to say Buffalo. I was about to say because Pagula owns the Buffalo Sabres, but I was like, oh wait,
don't remind me. The Bruins just lost them.
Suck.
I know the Flyers suck, but
why does that sound exactly like the fucking laugh
I
from
hate
Lego
Dan
Batman?
Sweeney with a
What
fucking passion. I hate Dan Sweeney with a fucking passion. Let's just say that. Panthers. They are bringing on former Chiefs defensive tackle Tershawn Wharton on a 3-year, $45 million deal. Former Vikings defensive end Patrick Jones II on a 2-year, $20 million deal. Former Bill Sam Martin, the punter, they got him. Released running back Miles Sanders.
He fell off. Damn.
Yeah, he did. They have, I misspelled adjust on that, adjusted wide receiver Adam Thielen's contract that increases his cap hit to $6.75 million, but still voids the contract he signed in 23 at the end of the season. So he will become a free agent at season's end. And to replace Miles Sanders, they brought in former Cowboys running back Rico Dowdle on a 1-year deal.
Yep. Good signing for Rico Dowdle. Definitely looked really, really good on the Cowboys. So way to pick him up. Way to take advantage. Moving on to the Bears.
Bears signed a few former Falcons. First off, defensive tackle Grady Jarrett on a 3-year, $43.5 million deal with $28.5 guaranteed. Then former Falcon center Drew Dahlman on a 3-year, $42 million deal with $28 guaranteed.
Very underrated. The Falcons have had one of the better offensive lines the last 5 years. That isn't talked about very well. Jake Matthews is a dog. Dahlman was very good holding in the center of that line.
Don't they have Lindstrom?
Chris Lindstrom, yeah.
They had Lindstrom, yeah. I think they still do, yeah.
Yeah, Boston College boy. But it's also a big upgrade for the Bears considering they've been needing to fix that O-line to protect Caleb Williams. So that's a good piece for them.
They need
Jonah Jackson. They signed now Dahlman. If they go and draft a tackle in the draft, if they can have Campbell fall to them for LSU.
They still got Darnell White who's been doing okay. So
and then this would be great for Mamba Olamide Zaccheaus on a 1-year deal.
True. Yeah. Another fun former Falcon, as it turns out. And they also re-signed running back Travis Homer on a 1-year, $2 million deal. Now, moving on to your boys' lob, the Bengals. First off, re-signing both your tight ends. Tanner Hudson on a 1-year and Mike Gesicki on a 3-year, $25.5 million deal, 12 guaranteed.
I love the post-game or post-signing press conference they did with Gesicki. He said he was watching an interview Burrow was doing, and Burrow said, we really need to keep this offense together, guys like T, Jamar, and Mike. And then Mike Gesicki was looking at his TV me?
No, they kept him along.
He started out the season rough, but then late in the season he was amazing. He was by far
maybe Mike's a nickname for guard Cody Ford, who's coming back on a 2-year, $6 million deal.
Yeah.
Let's see. Going on to defensive end Joseph Asai on a 1-year, $7 million deal. BJ Hill on a 3-year, $33 million deal. Marco Wilson on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. And of course, I just had to cut down to these ones because these are the big money ones. Jamar Chase, 4 years, $161 million, 112 guaranteed, and at 40.3 average per year, it breaks Myles Garrett's contract record for the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL league. And along with that, T. Higgins, 4 years, $115 million deals with the first 2 years guaranteed, which would ballpark it around $57.5 million. You now have the most expensive wide receiver duo in the league, so congrats to you on that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's also the best.
Mm-hmm. And also,
not to be
Now you
overlooked, the human tank is back. Samanje P. Ryan is back from his sting operation within that inside the Chiefs, and now we're gonna take him down from the inside, man.
Yep.
Also, well, actually, yes, you had the best wide receivers, but you had one of the worst defenses. You need to fix that.
Except by
again,
taking something from one of the best defenses, former Eagles linebacker Oren Burks on a 2-year, $5 million deal.
And we do need some good linebackers.
And don't worry, Girlami, you helped out too. Former Packers defensive tackle Daryl Slayton on a 2-year, $15 million deal.
So if we keep Trey Hendrickson and we are able to find a good guard, I think, to fill the void, because Cody Ford was re-signed, but again, we have to move him to right or left guard. And I like, the guy's cool and all, but like, Cordero Volson cannot pass block to save his life. We need to put somebody in there. So if we can just do those last 2 things, this offseason has gone better than I could have ever imagined it.
Mm-hmm.
Other than trading, for Justin Jefferson, but that's not happening. So anyway, Cleveland Browns.
Yep, we already discussed Myles Garrett's contract. It is no longer the record, but it was a 4 years, $160 million deal. So that's a huge money thing for them. They have acquired former Eagles quarterback Kenny Pickett in a trade for quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson and a 5th-round pick.
Why?
I don't know why. I really don't know why.
That is such a shit deal. Dorian Thompson-Robinson actually showed some upside. Kenny Pickett had a full year in Pittsburgh, and it was in Pittsburgh, but still looked bad.
He has a Super Bowl ring.
He does have a Super Bowl ring.
He does, but it was kind of like the kid in your class that you're doing a project with that doesn't do anything, shows up and gives a good, just doesn't do anything and sits there and still gets an A somehow.
You know what this screams to? You know what this is silently screaming to me? That he's just going to be a placeholder while they draft Shadur Sanders and try to work him into this mess.
Probably.
Oh god, the Browns are so shit.
Into the jungle.
Let's see. They are signing former Seahawks linebacker Devin Bush on a 1-year, $3.25 million deal. Former Colts defensive tackle Malik Collins on a 2-year, $20 million deal with 13 guaranteed. They're extending Jack Conklin for another year, bringing in former Bears offensive tackle Tevin Jenkins and released defensive tackle Dalvin Tomlinson.
Right.
Now, on to how about damn Cowboys, who already are doing a lot more than the all-in my ass that was last year.
The hardest working comma in the English dictionary.
Yep. So starting out, a few re-signs. Safety Marquise Bell on a 3-year, $12 million deal. And you can tell there wasn't too much until free agency kicked off because I put in another long snapper. Trent Sieg, 3 years, $4.45 million. And then this is where it actually starts to pick up for them. Former Broncos running back Javonte Williams on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Former Dolphins guard Rob Jones on a 1-year, $4.75 million deal. Former Jets defensive tackle Solomon Thomas on a 2-year, $8 million deal. They're bringing back punter Brian Anger on a 2-year deal. Bringing in wide receiver and punt returner Kevontae Turpin on a 3-year, $18 million deal, which makes him the highest paid special teams player in NFL history. They are bringing in former Bills cornerback Kyer Elam who they acquired with a 6th-round pick in a trade for a 5th and 7th rounder. Kyer is actually the son of former Cowboy safety Abram Elam. They also acquired former Titans linebacker Kenneth Murray Jr. on a 7th-round pick in a trade for a 6th, so good flip there. Former Panthers running back Miles Sanders on a 1-year deal. Former Commanders linebacker Dante Fowler Jr. on a 1-year, $8 million deal. They re-signed center Dakota Shipley on a 2-year deal and are bringing in former Eagles wide receiver Paris Campbell on a 1-year deal. So technically, Jerry Jones was right that they're going all in. He just was very, very early on declaring when they were actually going to go all in.
True.
All right, and on to the Broncos, who are also a very short list. Just a couple of former 49ers, linebacker Drake Greenlaw on a 3-year, $35 million deal, and safety Talanoa Hufanga on a 3-year, $45 million deal. Pairing him with Pat Surtain on that backfield is going to be dangerous.
Oh, that is
going to be dangerous, especially when you add into that defense DJ Jones on a 3-year, $39 million deal with 26 guaranteed.
I haven't heard about that pickup either.
Resigning.
Yeah.
someone who I did not expect to keep re-signed, quarterback Jared Stidham on a 2-year deal. And they also picked up former Jaguars tight end Evan Engram on a 2-year, $23 million deal with $16.5 guaranteed. Now, as for the Lions, most of their moves were on the defense. Most of them are extensions or releases. So, first up, we have linebacker Derek Barnes on a 3-year, $25.5 million deal with $16 guaranteed. Marcus Davenport's been extended for another year for $4.25 million. They released Zadarius Smith, who, interesting move, but okay.
Yeah.
Signed former Jets cornerback DJ Reed on a 3-year, $48 million deal. Wait, I already got. Why did I list Zadarius twice? That's weird. But they did get back Tim Patrick and former defensive end. Sorry, still current defensive end Al-Quadin Muhammad on a 1-year deal. Now the Packers.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I'll talk about it for you then. 49ers guard Aaron Banks on a 4-year, $77 million deal.
That was one of the good ones.
Yeah. Former Raiders cornerback Nate Hobbs on a 4-year, $48 million deal. And now the one you've been waiting for, that wide receiver you've been asking for, and punt returner from the Chiefs, McCole Hardman on a 1-year deal.
I want to fucking die.
Yep, you got yourself a new punt returner. Yay. All right.
For the wide receiver 4.
We laugh now, but then when they pick Emeka Ibuka at like 24, we're all going to be like shitting bricks.
Yeah.
Houston Texans. They are starting out by adjusting Azeez Al-Shair's contract to convert $7.83 million to a signing bonus and clearing up another $6.26 in cap space. They're bringing in former Chiefs wide receiver Justin Watson and former Dolphins wide receiver Braxton Berrios on a 1-year, $2 million deal. They're bringing in former Bengals defensive tackle Sheldon Rankins on a 1-year, $7 million deal. I think I'll speak for Lob when I ask, why? Why?
He was there before.
Okay, that makes sense.
He was a Texan, and then he became a Bengal, and then they just brought him back. So
I actually forgot about that. Yeah, former Broncos cornerback Tremont Smith on a 2-year, $7 million deal. They've re-signed defensive tackle Mario Williams on a 2-year, $9.5 million deal. They've acquired former Eagle safety C.J. Gardner-Johnson and on a 5th-round pick in a trade for guard Kenyon Green and a 6th-round pick, which I find a little bit odd considering O-line is kind of a need for them going into this year.
Yeah.
And they're getting a glutton of cornerbacks here because we got a few more here. Former Jaguar cornerback Ronald Darby on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal. Former Giants fullback Jacob Johnson on a 1-year deal. Former Vikings offensive tackle Cam Robinson on a 1-year deal. They re-signed Daniil Hunter on a 1-year, $36.5 million contract to make him the 2nd highest paid defensive end in the league. To make the highest paid defensive back in NFL history, they've extended cornerback Derek Stingley Jr. on a 3-year, $90 million deal, 89 guaranteed, and he's going to be making at least $30 million a year. I personally don't know if that's well deserved.
Yeah. This is for Gorlami. Fullbacks represents.
True.
They signed a fullback.
Yep.
He's technically a halfback, but he's built like a fullback.
yeah.
No, they've been needing to increase that with how devastated their running back room was last year.
Their receiver room was also devastated with injuries.
Yeah, but a lot of their weapons were on the sideline. As for the Colts, though, they've re-signed wide receiver Ashton Doolin on a 2-year, $8.5 million deal, and then got a whole lot of pieces from elsewhere. First off, cornerback from the 49ers, Travarius Ward, 3 years, $60 million with $35 guaranteed. Almost the same deal for Vikings cornerback Cameron Bynum, but 4 years with $60 million. No word on guarantees there. They're bringing in former Vikings quarterback Daniel Derps Jones on a 1-year, $14 million deal. So that must be the QB competition with Anthony Richardson they've been talking about. Former Bears running back Khalil Herbert's over on a 1-year deal. Former Rams defensive tackle Neville Gallimore on a 1-year deal. And they're bringing in also former Packers cornerback Corey Ballantyne. As cornerback was a need for them going into this. Let's see. The Jaguars, they're signing former Ravens guard Patrick McCarry on a 3-year, $37.5 million deal. They have signed former Commanders wide receiver De'Ami Brown on a 1-year, $10 million deal, bringing in former Rams tight end Hunter Long, former Cowboys offensive tackle Chuma Edoga, former Vikings quarterback Nick Mullins on a 2-year deal, former Eagles offensive tackle Fred Johnson on a 1-year deal, and released wide receiver Josh Reynolds. Not really much to say there. I think they're going to be fixing out the rest of their holes as they go into the draft.
Yep.
As for the Chiefs, they've re-signed wide receiver Marquise Hollywood Brown on a 1-year, $11 million deal, as well as Nick Bolton on a 3-year, $45 million deal with $30 guaranteed. They're also bringing back Kareem Hunt, Juju Smith-Schuster, and restructured Patrick Mahomes and Chris Jones' contracts to free up about another $50 million in cap space for them. As for new arrivals, they're bringing in another former Jaguars offensive tackle, Jalen Moore, 2 years, $30 million. Former 49ers running back Elijah Mitchell on a 1-year, $3.5 million deal. Stealing a division rival, Chargers cornerback Christian Fulton on a 2-year, $20 million deal with $15 guaranteed. I guess he needed a new couple backup quarterbacks, so they got former Browns quarterback Bailey Zappi back on a 1-year deal. And former Raiders Mississippi Mudflap Mister himself, Gardner Minshew, on a 1-year deal.
Jeez.
Now, how about them Raiders?
The Raiders.
Yep.
Raider Nation.
So the big one, obviously, Geno Smith's over here again with his old head coach Pete Carroll. They acquired him in a trade for a 3rd-round pick, which is actually pretty good value for him. Defensive end Malcolm Kuntz is re-signing on a 1-year, $12 million deal. And former Commanders safety Jeremy Chin and former Steelers safe linebacker Landon Roberts are over. Chin's got a 2-year, $60 million deal. Roberts, 1-year, $3 million. Now, who wants to go play with Jim Harbaugh with the Chargers? First off, a bunch of re-signings. Linebacker Khalil Mack sticking around on a 1-year, $18 million deal. Defensive tackle Tier Tarts, 1-year, $5.5. Punter J.K. Scott on a 2-year, $6 million deal. And they've also re-signed center Bradley Bozeman, but are releasing running back Gus Edwards. As for new arrivals, former Steelers cornerback Dante Jackson on a 2-year, $13 million deal. Another former Steeler, running back Najee Harris on a 1-year, $9.5 million deal. They're re-signing wide receiver Mike Williams on a 1-year, $6 million deal. Former Dolphins defensive tackle Deshaun Hand is coming over. No word on his deal. Former Falcons quarterback Taylor Heineke on a 2-year, $6.2 million deal. And former Eagles offensive tackle Mekhi Becton on a 2-year, $20 million deal.
I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, that one's got to hurt. I know you wanted to retain him, but it's a good piece for their O-line.
People are going to try to say, if he didn't do well with the Jets, that's because it's the Jets. He actually did well with the Eagles.
Yeah, you were stuck there during the Adam Gase, and I mean, Saul wasn't horrible, but it didn't get it much better. Okay, on to the Rams.
Hoping they keep Becton, but see what good for him though. Good for him though. Game a good deal.
Speaking of former Jets, I kind of discussed this earlier before we started. The Rams are signing former Jets wide receiver Devontae Adams on a 2-year, $44 million deal. They re-signed defensive end Poona Ford on a 3-year, $29.6 million deal, and are bringing back Jimmy Garoppolo on a 1-year, $11 million deal. Bring back a former player of theirs, ex-Bears center Coleman Shelton on a 2-year deal. That's his second stint with the team. And, of course, the big one, they've released wide receiver Cooper Kupp after they failed to find a trade partner for him. That frees them up about $15 million in cap space. Who got him, though? We'll get to that. On to the Dolphins. They are, for some reason, bringing in Zach Wilson on a 1-year, $6 million deal, fully guaranteed, and that's worth up to $10 million. I feel like that's in case Tua gets hurt again. They've signed safety Elijah Campbell on a 1-year, $1.9 million deal. They're bringing in former Lions cornerback Ifeatu Melifonwu on a 1-year, $4 million deal. Re-signing linebacker Quentin Bell on a 1-year, $1.5 million deal. And the rest of these are mostly 1-year deals with no word on them. Former Buccaneers linebacker KJ Britt. Bringing back linebacker Liam Eichenberg. Former Seahawks cornerback Artie Burns. And former Saints linebacker Willie Gay Jr. Also releasing cornerback Christian Matthews. I feel like they've had a bit of a glutton in the secondary department so that's just a casualty of that. On to the Vikings. They are sorry, Gorlami, you're not getting Aaron Jones back. He's staying in Minnesota on a 2-year, $20 million deal. And they're severely upgrading their
Why do you
O-line.
hate me?
I don't hate you. The Vikings do, apparently. The Colt, they're bringing in two former Colts O-line pieces. Center Ryan Kelly on a 2-year, $18 million deal. And a very well-deserved one, guard Will Freeze on a 5-year, $88 million deal. This guy has been basically the second coming of Quentin Nelson on that O-line for the Colts. He's good. Former Eagles cornerback Isaiah Rodgers is going over on a 2-year, $50 million deal. They've signed former Commanders defensive tackle Jonathan Allen on a 3-year, $60 million deal. They re-signed cornerback Byron Murphy Jr. on a 3-year, $66 million deal. Former 49ers defensive tackle Javon Hargrave on a 2-year, $30 million deal with 19 guaranteed. Speaking of former 49ers, they've acquired running back Jordan Mason and a 6th-round pick in a trade for a 5th and 6th-round pick, later signing Mason to a 2-year, $7 million deal, fully guaranteed with a max value of $12 million. So that's a good running back two-piece for them, I'd say.
Yeah, that is pretty good duo for Vikings.
Yep.
With the signing of Ryan Kelly, they've released center Garrett Bradbury and are bringing in former Cardinals wide receiver Rondale Moore and former Texans cornerback Jeff Okudah, who puts him back in the NFC North. He was originally a Lion before going down to the Texans. Now, on to my team, the Patriots. First off, we're able to bring back a few of his old friends, linebackers Harold Landry and Jack Gibbons. Gibbons gets a 1-year deal. Landry gets 3 years, $43.5 million deal. I honestly like that so far, as well as the fact we decided to bring in a lot more defensive pieces. Let me just run through this real quick. And almost all of them are from the Raiders for some reason. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Josh McDaniels may still be here, but he's on the offense. He can't hurt you. He'll be fine. Former Raiders linebacker Robert. Yeah, first off, linebacker Robert Spillane on a 3-year, $37 million deal. I actually really like the signing because Max Crosby is obviously the number one piece on that Raiders defense. Spillane's a close second, in my opinion. So I like the sound of that. They're also bringing in his old friend, safety Marcus Epps on a 1-year, $4.4 million deal, and defensive end Clavon Chaisson on a 1-year, $5 million deal. We're also bringing back tight end Austin Hooper on a 1-year, $5 million deal. We signed former 49ers quarterback Josh Dobbs on a 2-year, $8 million deal. Bills wide receiver Matt Collins on a 2-year, $8.4 million deal, worth up to $10.5. This one's kind of iffy for me because he's a bit ticky-tacky. Lions cornerback Carlton Davis on a 3-year, $60 million deal with $34.5 guaranteed. Jets offensive tackle Morgan Moses on a 3-year, $24 million deal. Former Vikings center Garrett Bradbury on a 2-year, $12 million deal with $3.8 guaranteed. And Maston, this might hurt again. Eagles defensive tackle Milton Williams on a 4-year, $104 million deal with $63 guaranteed.
Kind of, but he wasn't really like the first first team defensive tackle. Like it's one of those things.
Which is why I feel like this might be a bit of an overpay. You're probably just paying for like, hey, yeah, this is the guy that sacked Mahomes in the Super Bowl. This is going to be what we want. Hopefully I'm wrong, and hopefully he lives up to this, because the Saints took Devon Godchaux from us in a trade. They've also for some reason, they are retaining Derek Carr. They've converted about $38.7 million of his salary and roster bonus into his signing bonus to free up another $30.9 million in cap space. I still have no idea how they are able to just get under the cap year after year after year with some of these signings. It's crazy, because they were signing defensive end Chase Young on a 3-year, $51 million deal with $57 guaranteed. Wide receiver Devontae Pettis is stick around a 1-year deal. Juwan Johnson stick around on a 3-year, $21.2 million deal, fully guaranteed, with $11 million in signing bonuses. They are bringing in former Panthers wide receiver Venus Jones Jr. and somehow got their hands on Chiefs safety Justin Reed on a 3-year, $31.5 million deal, which reunites him with an old buddy in Tyrann Mathieu. On to the Jets. The Jets suck. Bastard's computer just restarted, so he will be frozen for the time being, I guess.
Oh.
Yep. Let's see. For obviously the big one is they released quarterback Aaron Rodgers. That creates $49 million in dead cap and ties the Broncos for most dead cap in NFL history after they released Russell Wilson. Up and there he goes.
There he goes. Be back in one more.
Bye, Mastodon.
Find your dad. Okay. Linebacker Jamie Sherwood is somehow sticking around this dumpster fire for another 3 years, $45 million. Raiders cornerback Brandon Stevens is sticking around on 3 years, $36 million. And then all their re-signings. I don't know why they're still re-signing former Packers when Rodgers is gone, but they got former Packers center Josh Myers on a 1 year, $3.5 million deal. Bring in former Chiefs defensive tackle Derek Nnotti.
Bye, Josh. I'll miss you.
Yeah, knew that was coming. Former Jaguars cornerback Andre Sisco on a 1 year, $10 million deal. And the heir apparent to Aaron Rodgers is apparently former Steelers quarterback Justin Fields on a 2 year, $40 million deal with 30 guaranteed. I mean, we'll see how that goes. Because usually when you're given the quarterback that QB1 position in the Jets, it's basically a death sentence. Did I skip I skipped the Giants. Well, that's nice. You just missed the Jets. You didn't. Jets. On to the Giants, though.
Weird that restarted like that. Okay.
It is a little weird. They're bringing back Tommy DeVito. I don't think I got any info on what his contract is. His contract is 1 year, $1.3 million. All right. They're also keeping around Chris Manhertz on a 1 year deal and punter Jamie Gillen on a 3 year, $10.2 million deal, as well as wide receiver Darius Slayton on a 3 year, $36 million deal with 23 guaranteed. As for new arrivals, former Saints safety Paulson Adebo on a 3 year, $54 million deal with 36 guaranteed. Former Dolphins safety Javon Holland on a 3 year, $45.3 million deal. And former 49ers linebacker Demetrius Flanagan Fowles. Now, just in time to come back, Maston, Eagles are up next. And of course, we're kicking off. You got former Browns quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson and a 5th round pick in the Kenny Pickett trade.
Man.
You also got former Texans guard Kenyon Green, a 6th round pick for the CJ Gardner Johnson trade.
I guess that's to replace Mekhi Becton. Now I
Could
think
be.
about it.
Could be, especially, but it also could just be upgrade backup, considering you've also extended offensive tackle Lane Johnson on a 1 year deal that reworks his contract through the 2027 season, in total making him $40 million guaranteed over the next 2 years with $48 million in max value. So he's sticking around for the foreseeable future. That's nice, I guess.
Until 2027, I think that's when the last year.
Yep. And you also got a decent linebacker here, considering the Chiefs fleeced him from us. Linebacker Josh Uche on a 1 year deal. Also bringing in former Packers running back A.J. Dillon on a 1 year deal. Former Giants cornerback Adoree Jackson on a 1 year deal. Former Colt tight end Kylan Granson on a 1 year deal. And former Giants defensive end Azeez Ojulari on a 1 year, $4 million deal. Steelers, they are also very quiet so far, especially after they acquired former Seahawks wide receiver DK Metcalf in a trade for a 2nd round pick. That's where all their money went, I feel like, considering they signed him to a 4 year, $132 million deal. Because the only other moves they have done so far are releasing defensive end Larry Ogunjobi and wide receiver re-signing wide receiver Scotty Miller on a 1 year deal, and signing former Eagles cornerback Darius Slay on a 1 year, $10 million deal. I'm just saying quiet compared to some of the other teams I've been going through on this list.
Fair.
As for the 49ers, they've been having a lot of departures and a lot of guys that they nearly released and are just barely bringing back. For example, running back Kyle Juszczyk on a 2 year, $8 million deal. They originally released him before re-signing, which gave Love a heart attack.
Best fullback in like the past 10 years of football almost. Like, you're just going to cut him when he's willing to re-sign for lower? Just talk to him.
And yet he did, so they realized their mistake very quickly, because he almost went to the Steelers, funny enough. They also re-signed running back Patrick Taylor Jr. on a 1 year deal and released defensive tackle Malik Collins and Leonard Floyd. As for new arrivals, former Jaguars tight end Luke Farrell on a 3 year, $20.25 million deal with 11 guaranteed. For some reason, also, Mac Jones is over on a 2 year, $7 million deal. And former Rams wide receiver Demarcus Robinson on a 2-year, $9.5 million deal. As for the Seahawks, after they made a flurry of releases to start, they are also re-signing a few more and bringing a lot more new blood. First off, they re-signed defensive tackle Jaron Reed on a 3-year, $25 million deal, and linebacker Ernest Jones IV on a 3-year, $33 million deal. As for their new blood, a lot of it is going to Vikings quarterback Sam Darnold on a 3-year, $100.5 million deal with $55 guaranteed. They were also bringing in
Fat Flynn 2.0.
Yep. Former Cowboys defensive end DeMarcus Lawrence on a 3-year, $42 million deal with 18 guaranteed. Former Ravens guard Josh Jones on a 1-year, $4.75 million deal. And then a few new weapons. Former Saints wide receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling on a 1-year, $5.5 million deal. And former Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp on a 3-year, $45 million deal. We'll see how that works out for them because, I mean, there's been some concerns with Kupp with his age and injury history.
Yeah.
As for the Buccaneers, they are bring back linebacker Levante David on a 1-year, $10 million deal with 9 guaranteed. Signed former Eagles defensive end Hassan Reddick on a 1-year, $14 million deal with 12 guaranteed.
He was technically on the Jets last year. Well, like in a way he was on the Jets, but then he was.
Yes, but what does that Super Bowl ring on his finger say?
He was he was not there on the Super Bowl. He did not. He wasn't there during the Super Bowl. He was a Super Bowl loss against the Chiefs.
Oh, yeah.
He was with the Jets last year, remember?
Right. I forgot about that. And he held out them. I forgot about that.
Yeah, and then he did that like weird like holdout or something weird.
There's something going on there that nobody was really sure what this holdout was about. Part of it was probably just because of playing on the Jets. Going on to they're retaining Chris Godwin, 3 years, $45 million deal. Good keep there. Yep. Bringing in from across the state linebacker Anthony Walker on a 1-year deal. Former Lions cornerback Kendall Vildor on a 1-year deal. He also resigns wide receiver Sterling Shepard on a 1-year, $2.5 million deal, and are retaining backup quarterback Kyle Trask.
I'm surprised Sterling Shepard's still playing. He's up there with age.
Isn't he like mid-30s by now? Something
He's
like that?
Close. Because he was with the Giants for a bit. When
he was.
I'm trying to remember if he was with the Eli year with 2011 when they won the Super Bowl.
I'm pretty sure he was, yeah.
He's 32. Oh, no, he got drafted in 2016.
Oh, well, he was still around for Eli, so.
Yeah, but not the Super Bowl. Okay, I thought he was there longer.
Anyway, as on to the Titans, they're bringing in former Steelers offensive tackle Dan Moore on a 4-year, $80.82 million deal with 50 guaranteed. Re-signed linebacker Cody Barton on a 3-year, $21 million deal, but released linebacker Jack Gibbons. That's when Patriots picked him up. They are signing former Cardinals safety Xavier Woods, not the WWE wrestler, no confusion there, on a 2-year, $10 million deal. Bring in former Panthers punter Johnny Hecker on a 1-year deal. Bring in former Lions guard Kevin Zeitler on a 1-year, $9 million deal. Former Seahawks defensive tackle Draymond Jones on a 1-year, $10 million deal. They released cornerback Chidobe Awuzie and are signing former Falcons defensive end Lorenzo Carter. As for the Commanders, starting out with some old news, we already know that they traded for wide receiver Deebo Samuel. They've adjusted his deal that will make the $17 million deal he's got left on his contract guaranteed, which will make it a $20 million max value. As for other stuff, they re-signed tight end Zach Ertz on a 1-year, $6.25 million deal. They're signing quarterback Marcus Mariota on a 1-year deal. They released defensive tackle Jonathan Allen. Signed former Jets defensive tackle Javon Kinlaw. 3 years, $45 million. Former Falcons defensive tackle Eddie Goldman on a 1-year deal. They've acquired former Texans offensive tackle Laramie Tunsil and a 4th-round pick in a trade for a 3rd and 7th-round pick, plus 2026 2nd and 4th rounders. They re-signed the bane of Mama's existence, wide receiver Noah Brown on a 1-year, $4.5 million deal, as well as KJ Osborne on a 1-year deal. This one hurt. This one actually hurt. Patriots defensive tackle Dedrick Wise Jr. on a 1-year, $5 million deal. I was kind of hoping we retain him. They signed former Bears defensive end Jacob Martin on a 1-year, $3 million deal. Former Steelers center Nate Herbig on a 1-year deal. Former Dolphins cornerback Noah Ekbenogany. And coming out of retirement, former Cowboys wide receiver Michael Gallup has signed with the Commanders.
Really?
Yeah. And after talking for what feels like 30 straight minutes, that's all I've got so far.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's not really too many people left. I mean, there's Amari Cooper, Asante Samuel, and Aaron Rodgers, Stephon Diggs, Calais Campbell. Russell Wilson still hasn't resigned.
Yeah, I think the Steelers are waiting to do anything with Russell until they figure out what's going on with Rodgers. But thank you, K-Duff. That gets us all caught up to where we are today, and we'll have to see what some of the bigger names that are still left are going to do in the next couple weeks. But to round out the end of this episode, we're going to do the hot seat for coaches. So let's go ahead and just do safe because it's their first season. So I would go with Ben Johnson and I can't remember his name. Crap. Defensive coordinator for the
Waldron?
No, Lions last year. Aaron Glenn.
Yeah, but I'm trying.
There it is.
Aaron Glenn. Yeah, because first year Andy Reid safe.
Yeah, won the Super Bowl or got to the Super Bowl and then won the Super Bowl. Nick Sirianni is safe.
Questionable because it's Philly.
Dan Quinn is probably safe too.
Also, Pete Carroll's probably safe because he just got hired.
If you're a new hire, you're definitely safe.
No,
wait, I thought this is my tier list. This is my tier list.
True,
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, but
Locke does this every time. He just starts throwing stuff in.
I'm sorry, but you would have to put him at least in questionable because that Duval was weird as hell.
That's true. Okay, so safe. Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell safe.
Come on, he's the best coach the Lions ever had.
Would you also say Harbaugh as well?
Chargers Harbaugh, yes.
Yeah.
What about Dan Quinn for the Commanders?
I'll say safe because
Where's Dan Quinn? I'm trying to find him. He's gonna be there. He is.
There he is.
Yep.
Who's the Vikings head coach? I'll say safe.
Kevin O'Connell.
Kevin O'Connell.
Nobody.
That's not him. That's him.
Hold on. Okay.
That's him.
Yep.
Because come on, like 15-2 or 14-3 when all that happened to Minnesota. Sean Payne, I'm gonna say safe because
that was a good turnaround. It was a pretty quick turnaround, but a good turnaround. Got rid of Russell Wilson.
He's beside McVay.
Got him.
I think that's all I can think of right
say,
now.
What about Vrabel? Vrabel for the Patriots. He's new hire, so he's safe. Right?
Oh yeah, Vrabel. Yeah,
Vrabel's safe, and then
McVay.
Sean McVay.
I'll say questionable just right now.
Really? Okay.
Because he could just retire too.
I think this is only getting fired, not retired. Yeah. Because Pete Carroll, all of a sudden you just retire.
I mean, it would still be. It's only questionable because there's a chance he could retire. So it's not because he's in danger of firing.
Okay.
But
it's a gray area.
Yeah, it's a gray area. Plus, also Kroenke can just all of a sudden fire him randomly because.
Yeah, there's a lot of NFL owners out there that change philosophies like that.
Can't remember his name, but he was the Bengals offensive coordinator, Titans' current head coach, I believe. Is this guy?
Yeah. What's his fucking name? Why am I blanking on this?
Yeah.
Brian Callahan.
All right. Mr. Callahan. Okay, Callahan.
I'd say safe because he's actually new. Wow, there's actually a decent amount of
and also because I don't think it's his fault that the roster last year was just hot ass.
Dable, what do you think? Hot seat?
It's between warm seat and hot seat. He's really warm, close to hot seat, or he's at the edge of the hot seat.
I would say warm because they're about to get a rookie quarterback, and that's going to give him some time, some leeway.
Maybe, but Mara's also an idiot.
Okay, and then D'Amico Ryans, I feel like that's safe.
Questionable.
Okay, I mean,
I know it's a sophomore slump. It was a sophomore slump for CJ Stroud, but just the whole team with the offensive line being weird, it was rough.
We'll go through some more. Matt LaFleur, head coach of the Packers. I would say safe, maybe.
You fucking watch what you say.
Questionable.
The one bad thing about him that I know, he is the worst coach in the NFL at challenges. I've never seen someone throw
Mike
challenges
Tomlin.
at the worst time. No, you have not seen Packer
Tomlin's
games.
bad, but-
Holy shit, he's bad. I've not seen this man win a
Gorlami can
challenge.
attest.
Yeah, his challenges are
I don't want
fucking
to talk
awful.
about it.
He doesn't
I don't wanna
challenge
talk
he
about
should
it.
when he should, and he challenges when he shouldn't. It's bad.
Which is why we're talking about it for you.
Yeah.
So Harbaugh, the other Harbaugh, John Harbaugh. You said he was
Either warm seat or hot seat because come on, no, not questionable. It's either warm seat or hot seat because with all that talent he has, and they're beat themselves. It's not like all of a sudden they're losing. They could beat teams.
And it was in that Justin
they're
Tucker commercial.
They're literally the Toronto Maple Leafs of the NFL. They just keep finding ways to beat themselves or set up games so that they lose themselves.
So I'm gonna say
Tell me I'm wrong though.
Tell me I'm gonna say hot seat just real quick because if they really mess up and if they miss the playoffs or have a losing record, he's gone. I can see.
I agree because the only thing I feel like keeping him around now is just because of that he can handle this roster right now and tenure because he's been their coach for what, like 15 years.
He's also won a championship.
But that was how many years ago?
A while. We'll go
almost a decade. Over a decade, actually.
Over a decade, yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with I guess we'll just start from the right. So Zach Taylor.
Hot seat.
Okay. Fair enough.
Sorry,
Todd
dude.
Bowles.
Warm? It's weird.
Warm. I would say warm.
Yeah. Okay. This isn't
Steichen.
Steichen. It's not Reich. It's Steichen.
If he doesn't get better, fired. I'm sorry. Come on.
Okay.
Steichen.
Bill's head coach. I can't remember his name. Bill's
McDermott.
McDermott.
I feel like is safe.
It's that weird
unless he starts
thing.
making.
I would say questionable just because of the comments. I don't think you put him in safe because of his comments.
It's not just comments, but how much they just choke in the playoffs.
Yeah, it's kind of like Harbaugh, but
after a while, you just can't do anything in playoffs.
That's just the curse of Buffalo more than
Falcons,
just him.
Falcons head coach. Can't remember his name.
Former Rams defender.
Raheem
Mostert.
Yeah, Raheem Mostert. Questionable. I wouldn't say it's safe, but it's that weird.
That doesn't sound right.
No, wait, yeah, that's a running back. What am I saying?
Hold on.
Raheem Morris.
Morris. Sorry.
Raheem Morris. Not Mostert. Mostert's not right.
We had a brain
Mike
fart.
Tomlin.
Steelers. We don't know. They don't fire
it's as hot as how's the melted steel in their works. It's
Man,
I don't know
how AFC North. Do we just throw all the AFC North into here and just say fuck it? They're all ready to die.
Put him in fired. I'm sorry.
Stefanski fired.
Stefanski, after winning Coach of the Year 2 years ago, is now fired. Whoa.
Well, that's just because Jimmy Haslam changes philosophies, he changes his pants.
This is pre-Miami Vice Mike McDaniel.
It's that weird warm seat, maybe close to hot seat because.
Yeah, it's a Dable range.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
And then we have Shanahan here.
Shanahan,
hot seat.
Okay,
I'd say hot.
Okay. And then a couple other guys who I don't know who's who.
I think
who's who.
Oh, who's Schottenheimer?
Let me Google his face real quick.
Here, I'll zoom in. Man.
It's
this
is the Cardinals guy. This is the Cardinals guy right here.
Is Schottenheimer. Far left.
Hold on. Far left is Schottenheimer. I'll say, even though it's his first year, it's Jerry Jones. Questionable.
Okay, questionable.
True.
And also this is the Cardinals guy. I don't remember his name.
Glennon.
Mike Glennon. Yeah. Not Mike Glennon.
Not Mike Glennon.
Mike Glennon.
Hold on.
That's not
Jonathan Gannon.
Gannon. Why do we even say Glennon?
So
warm seat because the Cardinals did get better. If they kind of fall off,
they showed improvement. So we'll see that.
All right.
As for the rest of these, I have no idea who any of these guys are.
How many teams? It says 3 teams left. Who do you Oh, goddamn. All right, hold on.
Did
Dave,
we already do the Vikings?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Let me see. I think far left is Dave Canales of the Panthers.
Oh, yeah, Canales of the Panthers. Panthers got really good at the end of the year. I would say safe or questionable, in my opinion.
It'd be questionable just because Tepper could just throw another Tepper tantrum.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 left. I've seen that guy before, the first guy on the left.
Let's see. What teams have we not done yet?
Who's the Seahawks guy? Isn't it this guy for the Seahawks right here?
Hold on. I'm looking. Mike McDonald, safe.
Yeah, that's him.
Safe.
He's safe.
Okay.
Yeah,
so then who's this
Finally.
last guy?
Well, what team haven't we done yet?
Seahawks, Ravens, Panthers, Niners, Chargers, Rams, Colts, Vikings, Dolphins, Buccaneers, Carolina Panthers, Tennessee Titans, Bengals, Browns, Broncos. We're just going through everything at this point. We just look at
I don't know who we missed. Fucking
all 32 NFL coaches.
Sean
McVay, Mike Tomlins, Kevin Stefanski, Shane Steichen, Dan Quinn, Jonathan Gannon, Brian Dable, Mike McCarthy, Mika Ryan, Sean McVay, Kevin O'Connell, Mike McDaniel, Doug Pearson, John Harbaugh, Andy Reid, Kyle Shanahan, Sean Payton, Jim Harbaugh, Robert Saleh, Raheem Morris, Nick Sirianni.
That's not an update one because still has Robert Saleh as head coach of the Jets.
Yeah, so Dan Quinn, Brian Callahan of the Tennessee Titans.
Is that Kellen Moore?
Kellen Moore of the New Orleans Saints, that is.
Oh, yeah. Safe because
yeah.
there was a decent amount of like first year coaches. You forgot he won the Super Bowl with the Eagles as offensive coordinator.
Okay. You want a cookie?
I know.
That is more. Jesus, the fate.
Yeah.
I found a picture of when he was a quarterback.
I kind of forgot how.
It is not flattering.
Like how is Zach Taylor of our quarterback? Look at that face. He's 12. He's 12.
Okay. No, I'm just thinking it's like, wow, there's a lot of new coaches that actually happened this year.
Hired or like just hired. And then we would go just hired, and then this was like within 2 to 3 years, 1, 2, 3, or not 3, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then same with Harbaugh, and then like he's safe because the team's very good and his like personality there is great.
He's the best head coach, and Dan Campbell's the best head coach for Lions ever.
Yeah, and then Andy Reid's the best, already becoming a top 5 head coach all time. So I mean, like, there's a lot of safe ones. Obviously he's questionable just because of that fucking Duval.
Yeah.
McVay, the stuff he's done.
He did it again. He did it again.
Yeah, he did it twice. He doubled down.
Yeah, but with McVay, I can see him probably game 5. Goddamn, Kato.
He's gonna go into announcing. He's gonna be so good at announcing. It's not even funny. He's gonna be
D'Amico Ryan. Yeah,
I was only tackling myself.
That's so stupid, Kato. D'Amico Ryan's why I put in questionable is just because it wasn't like CJ Stroud had a sophomore slump. It was like the whole team seemed off.
I mean, it was just a couple issues especially here and there, and then they didn't get rolling really
here and there. That O line, all right, that was one of the most penalized O lines in the league.
It was up there.
I think it was the most penalized, maybe, but yeah.
Regardless,
that is our free agency recap. Plan for next week is we're going to. It's going to be a shorter episode than this. Even this one's gone a little long, but that's just because we had so much to talk through for free agency. But we're going to go through the off-season, the UFL. The beginning of the UFL. The UFL is entering its last week of the off-season. The first game for the UFL is going to be a week from when this video releases, so we'll be talking about it that day, breaking it down as the action ensues. Almost all the games are going to be on a very watchable area, ABC, ESPN, and Fox, or what they're all on, it seems like. So Grateful
Yeah,
for
it's getting
that.
much more coverage this year.
Much more coverage. It's going to look amazing. So hopefully that continues to go well. Football is just around the corner. Don't underestimate the UFL. If you only watch the NFL, I understand. But at the same time, the UFL is such a great way to get some football in the offseason, and it's not bad either.
And by next episode, we'll be under a month away from the draft as well. So
yeah, there's a lot of stuff on the horizon. So great stuff to look forward to. So as always, football is a year-round thing. Sometimes just higher than other points. So make sure you enjoy it while it lasts, and even in this offseason, enjoy the parts of that as well. Don't let it pass you by. Enjoy the hopefully warmer weather we're everywhere around the U.S. is starting to get. So hopefully that goes well.
Yeah,
and
most importantly,
run the damn ball. Have a good night.